mi gente? Marcucci here in the video, and today we're going to talk about the Internet Capital Markets roadmap on Solana. This is the main reason I got into Solana back in 2021 because it was a decentralized NASDAQ. And so far, I'll say we're like halfway there, right? There's still a lot of stuff to do. Solana is still in development, so this is not the final products by any means. But they start off by saying the original mission on Solana was to build the decentralized backbone for internet capital markets. Increased bandwidth and reduced latency are absolutely necessary, but this is not sufficient to achieve this. The third pillar of Solana's roadmap needs to address the intricacies of market microstructures. There are a lot of moving parts in markets, all of which have large, sometimes difficult to reason about effects on the general equilibrium, and until now it was unclear how market microstructures for ICMs should differ from traditional finance. So we went over this a little bit like 3 videos ago, right? So we're basically going to be going over all of this, right? So what is the roadmap about? So the goal is to make Solana the home of internet capital markets with application controlled execution, or ACE, a high-speed decentralized financial foundation. So ultimate objective of ACE is giving smart contracts millisecond level control over their own transaction ordering. In their conversations with teams, so the Solana team and everyone this year, so Anatoly, Max, Lucas, Kyle, Chris, and Austin from Solana Labs, Anza, Jiro, 00, Drift, and Multicoin Capital, they talked to all the different teams and the ecosystem on Solana, and they said market microstructure is the single most important problem on Solana today. So hopefully ACE fixes that. So how does ACE work? Apps use access lists to specify accounts for reading and writing, custom priority functions order transaction, and conflicts resolved by taking the minimum priority. And why does this matter to you, and why should you care, right? This all sounds really technical. So this lets developers build more complex apps like perpetual futures markets, something that we talked about in the previous video, and users have faster and more reliable trades with global market sync. So Solana's vision is really bold. Solana is building for 100% on-chain markets, not a settlement layer for centralized off-chain exchanges. Not gonna take a hit on who that was. I have my ideas, but you can speculate in the comment section if you want. There's no technical impossibilities or open problems that will prevent the community from getting there. All that's left is to build. Solana's priority is to get as much liquidity on mainnet as possible. And we're seeing slowly starting to see that. We're seeing a lot more stable coins are coming into Solana and RWAs, and a lot of liquidity is hopefully gonna drop more in the coming years. So now I'm just gonna finish off. They have a little section that's like the short, medium, and long-term ICM roadmap. So the short term, it can be defined in 1 to 3 months. So this is something that's gonna happen soon. So short term, Jiro's block assembly market. So Ansa's transaction landing improvement. So Jiro is a next generation high performance transaction processing system that gives Solana validators, traders, and applications powerful new tools to improve performance and create value. For the first time, apps can implement customized sequencing rules, enabling order books that rival traditional exchanges. Ansa is working to improve transaction landing reliability with the goal of making transactions land in the same slot reliably. So in the medium term, and that's in the next 3 to 9 months, is 00. So 00 is a high-performing dedicated fiber network for distributed systems, purpose-built to enable blockchains like Solana to reach throughput and latency numbers not possible on public internet. Right now, it's in testnet with over 100 validators, so that's pretty good, and 3% mainnet state. So this is supposed to be dropping in mid-September. Hopefully it does. That's when they expect it to go live, but obviously there might be some hiccups or they might drop it sooner or later, but this is just an estimate. And we've already talked about App and Glow, but I just want to say it again. App and Glow is Solana's brand new state-of-the-art consensus protocol. The current consensus model provides finality in 32 slots, so about 12.8 seconds. App and Glow will finalize blocks in 1 to 2 slots, or roughly 150 milliseconds. And Anza is targeting late 2025. I'm just going to say early 2026, right? Q1 2026 is when I think it's going to hit mainnet. And last but not least, asynchronous program execution, or APE, and this one too has been in the work for 4 years, right? So think about Solana started in 2021. Well, it was starting development right there. But no, it's kind of when the token dropped and whatever. So it's been in development for a long time, and it's also expected to arrive shortly mainnet after App and Go rolls out in early to mid 2026. So by Q2, hopefully we see all of these different roadmaps accomplished, right? And the long term, right? So this is aiming to be 2026 and onward. So is MCL and ACE. To build the most liquid markets on Solana, you need three things. The chain must have more than enough capacity to ingest all market relevant information in real time at line rate. The chain must have fast confirmation and even faster tick rate, so slot time. And the chain must allow applications to control their own execution ordering in order to facilitate experiments with new market microstructures. And I think this is the most important part. And thank you so much if you stayed watching to this long. But I think this kind of sums up everything. So synchronizing the world's information. So multiple concurrent leaders allow Solana to ingest information from around the world at the same time, faster than collocated infrastructure. And because smart contracts are generally purpose language, market makers can now combine real-time information generated in New York and Tokyo in their quoting strategies by reading both information streams in the same smart contract. So this just literally shows, and it opens the world for new endless possibilities. Public markets, internet capital markets for everyone with just a Solana wallet or a phone or whatever technology you might be using in the near future. So there's a future of multiple processor blockchains that cannot be replicated by a single server anywhere in the world. In other words, Solana will offer tools for internet capital markets that are unique to the centralized blockchains and cannot be replicated by centralized competitors. So you could draw your own conclusions who you think that is. Anyways, thank you so much for watching. If you stayed so far, please remember to leave a like, comment, and subscribe, and hopefully I will see you on the next one. Let me know if you like videos like this. I enjoy making them, and I enjoy making these presentations for you. Anyways, see you on the next one. Bye bye.